In this video, we'll be going through the old generation and the current generation. Who will be superior? You'll find out in this video. Let's get it underway.
Hey guys, it's
Hey!
Hayden here. Welcome back to Take 2.
Woo!
And I will be your host, Hayden, today. And joining with me is my co-host, Big Al.
How you going, guys? Welcome to the very first episode of Take 2.
We hope you guys enjoyed that intro. I'm showing a bit of skin today, which is definitely out of my comfort zone, but we'll see how we go.
Bit of skin there, Haydos.
At the end of the day. So, Big Al, for the first ever video, what are we getting into?
What are we getting into? Well, I tossed and turned about this, what to do.
First ever video?
And we decided to do, Hayden, is have the top 5 old and new shows.
Yeah, fair enough.
So you're doing the new shows. I'm doing all the old shows. So for the top 5 and the top 5 old and new music,
Alright, awesome.
like groups or singers.
Yeah, alright, sure.
And the last thing is what you used to do growing up. So what you used to do growing up compared to what I used to do growing
Yeah,
up,
so just the
which is going to be interesting.
Yep. So just the older generation versus the current
Virtually,
generation.
yeah,
basically.
virtually.
So,
And that's why we've dressed up. I've got some of the old stuff, the old Hey Saturday. Used to watch that every Saturday, of course, and it actually still fits me, which I cannot believe.
and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to hit that subscribe button. Turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Smash that like button. Be sure that any comments are quite down in the comment section below. We'd love to hear from you guys no matter what. Obviously, this is a small channel, our YouTube channel, and we'll slowly grow hopefully, but shy. So Big Al, it's your topic we're talking about today. So you want to start us off?
The old TV shows. That's the first one. First one we're going for. Number 5 for me. I've got F Troop. That used to be on Channel 2. And that was in September 1965, showing my age. That only lasted for a couple of years to April 1967. But that was an awesome show. It used to be about in the war, and it was a laughter. I mean, a lot of you people probably can remember that show. That was fantastic. Number 4, this was awesome. Get Smart. I think you can remember that show still.
Hayden.
He was a secret agent. Now that was in September 65. A lot of these shows were in the 60s they started. So 65 to May 1970. You had Max Smart, you had Agent 99, she was pretty hot, you know. And that was a lot of laughter after school. You used to come home and watch that all the time on TV. That was fantastic. And the third one I've got is Happy Days. Now a lot of people would remember Fonzie.
Yeah.
There would have been Fonzie, which was Henry Winkler. He went on to do a lot of movies. There was Richie, Ron Howard.
Yeah.
He went on to do a few movies after that, but mainly he was director. He directed a lot of very good shows and won a lot of big awards for that. In that show there was Ralph Mouth and Potsy. They were a bit of the gag of the show. There was Howard and Marion. They were the mum and dad. And Joni and Chachi, they were the boyfriend and the daughter. And then there was Al. He was the actual owner of the restaurant. But I think a lot of you would have actually seen the show or seen reruns. Did I say when that started?
Yeah, you did.
January 74 to July 1984. That was a long show. Now the second one is one of my very favourites, Gilligan's Island. I absolutely love Gilligan's Island. I've still got them on DVDs and the old did I say DVDs?
Yeah,
DVDs and all that. Gilligan's Island. That only went for a couple of years too. September 64 to April 1967. You had Gilligan, the skipper, Mr. and Mrs. Howe, Ginger, Professor, and Mary Ann, they were actually on an island. They couldn't get off the island. They used to have episodes every week to try to get off the island. That was absolutely awesome. And the number one was probably you've got as well, Hayden. Is probably I don't know if you put this one as an old one or not, but I did. It's Big Bang Theory.
I think you can.
Which is absolutely awesome.
I think you can. There is one I'm surprised you haven't put in there, is Home and Away.
Yeah, well, I thought about that. There's a lot, Hayden. I could have put Home and Away. I could have put Mother and Son. I could have put, I could have put. There was heaps I could have put.
Some of the ones that probably this generation watched. There's obviously not too many TV shows. Obviously, because we get axed on Friday at TV or anything like that. But back in the day, obviously, as you said, you got sitcoms in Big Bang Theory, Friends, even that came out in 1994. They had 10 seasons, and even the one we all laugh at still to this day is the In-Betweeners. Obviously, they had 3 series, and then obviously 2 moved there. But thing is, nowadays we've all moved to something like Netflix or Stan or whatever it may be, and probably especially Netflix, because that's mainly what we watch. We've got the shows such as 30 Reasons Why. That show are good. You've seen that personally, bigger. And obviously, it was good for especially the audience wise. You got Atypical, that show. That was a good one. You got one that you watch. I haven't really watched this one. Stranger Things.
I've seen that.
And then we got End of the Fucking World. So obviously that was.
Oh wow!
That was.
Wow! Hey,
yes, that was,
you don't say that on here.
I am. I say that.
Hey.
Yep. And then obviously we got. Obviously, probably getting more attention is sex education. So, obviously, one of those are actually, or 2 of those, should I say, are still out on Netflix.
Yeah, I mean, how long are those shows going to allow us to compare to my shows?
Yeah, I know.
Like my shows, you're still seeing reruns of my show.
Well, yeah, you see reruns of Big Bang Theory, Friends, even in between.
Yeah, those ones. But give them, another 10, 20 years.
And the question is for you to say, do you think that the acting compared to those days got better compared to now?
Well, I'm going to say the olden days were much better acting.
Yeah, would you?
Yeah, I would, because you've got a lot more technology nowadays, which makes it a lot more easier.
I think there's harder words, so especially Big Bang Theory or Jim Parsons.
He's very good. He's a very talented person, isn't he? On what he's doing.
Yeah, I think he is. And obviously, why do you think Big Al? Obviously, this is your topic. Why do you think the transition from TV shows to Netflix and all of that? Why did a lot of these days generation do it? Why did they make the move?
Why did they make the move?
Why was it just better variety in general?
Probably more variety. Just the way the world went. I suppose. Hey, I'm not 100% sure. It's just the way, like everything,
Fair enough.
People can now just sit at home and watch all their movies.
Even just from your device.
Or from your device. It's just the way technology and all that's gone.
Because back in your days, technology has gone bang like that.
We didn't have technology like that. So that's the thing, we didn't.
Yeah, black and white TV and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
You probably would have introduced to colour TV.
Yeah, exactly.
Depending on your. What's the next topic, mate? You want to talk about that?
Oh, well, you can. Do you want to start off?
I'll start off.
I'll let you start off the next one.
So we're talking about music for the next topic now. Obviously, music's pretty general now. Obviously, I'm not really a big music fan compared to some of the family members in the family. I don't really listen. I don't have a pure genre I listen to. I just listen to a variety of sort of things. But from what I've done research and everything like that, and what I've heard from artists and everything like that, I've got Ed Sheeran there. You can't forget about the orange hair guy. Now his song "Bad Habit," I think it's majority for most of the year for 2021 has been at the top of the chart. So good on him for that, and he just keeps producing year in year out there. And we don't have many girl groups around the country, and Little Mix there, they keep producing. That's for sure. I'm just saying.
Sorry.
Obviously, One Direction was a former group. We know they will be here, especially with the ladies out there. That's definitely for sure.
Yep.
After they drifted apart, and after they went their separate ways.
But they've done all right.
Yeah,
they've done all right.
They came from a talent show. They were formed together from judges.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you got got Eminem, a rapper, so obviously he's a produced.
I'm not into rap stuff, but
He's produced. I don't mind some of his songs, that's definitely for sure, but obviously he's definitely produced it, and his songs are definitely meaningful to a lot of the audience that he touched. And then we got one you would know, be Tones and Eyes. Now she's only got about 2 decent songs, two or three, yeah.
Yeah, at the moment she's only just starting, really.
Yeah, that's like, and the thing is, what I think the difference between about music compared to there, I feel like there's more opportunity to get, like, it's a lot of talent shows that you got, especially in Australia, The Voice, X Factor, Got Talent.
Oh, some of those artists that actually sing on these shows, you go, where the hell have they come from?
Exactly.
You know, they're fantastic.
It's been absolutely incredible. Big Al, what about you for the music?
Well, I haven't done actually songs. I've actually done artists, like, or groups. So I've done, like, I'll just go through who I've done. I've got, like, you got to remember, I'm going back in my era.
Yeah, back
so
in the days.
when I say these names, you'll be going, who the hell's that? Or not that, not that person, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I've got, in no particular order with this, I've got ABBA, which was
They come back, aren't they?
they are coming back, Hayden, but not live. They're coming in that image thing. I can't think of it what it's called now. On image thing. But ABBA, huge success.
Oh,
You know, absolute fantastic group. You know, come through, and I think they were one of the big main groups.
Yeah, create some banger songs. Yeah, definitely.
You know, Waterloo, Dancing Queen, all those sort of songs.
You don't get too many successful groups nowadays, so it's good to see them back in the prime.
And it's good to see that, you know, like there was Benny and Bajon that actually wrote those songs in just a little cabin on I think I'm not sure whose property it was, but on one of their properties, just a little cabin, and they wrote all their songs there. You know, it's quite amazing. You know, I've got AC/DC, of course,
Daka,
still going strong. You know, and you know they've been a top band for many years, and they're still going great. You know,
past their prime, but you know.
You know, I have got a couple of other ones like John Fun, which he's been going on for years. From the early days of Sadie the Clean Lady, raindrops that keep falling on my head, you know, and he's just gone strong and stronger as he's gone, you know. I've got Olivia Newton-John. Everyone goes, oh my God, Olivia Newton-John, but she was beautiful. She could sing, and in those days, you know, my personal favourites were John Farnan and Olivia Newton-John. In those days, they were great, you know. But then you got a lot of other good bands, you know, Dire Straits. You got Mick Jagger and all that as well, like Rolling Stones. You know, there was
Even the
Beatles going back. You know, there was many great bands. Hayden.
I feel like you're back in your generation. You probably had a lot more bands compared to nowadays. There's not many bands. There is bands out there, obviously, but there's not successful bands.
No, well, I mean, even like the Spice Girls and things like that. You know,
that's the last decent girl group. That's why I mentioned Little Mix in. I think it's probably
I can't say the name. Like Chantuzis.
Yeah.
Chantuzis.
Don't try and remember.
Chantuzis.
Don't try and remember song. Get to the mic.
Chantuzis.
Yeah, we don't know now. Let's go with it. You got anything else to add for you?
No, I don't. I don't. Have you not asleep yet, guys? Wake up! Okay. And the
other... just before we move on to the last topic, obviously the pay.
We're getting paid for this?
No.
Oh.
The pay differential for music wise compared to your days has gone up increasingly. Like what the artists get paid these days compared to your days. Obviously, it's absolutely insane. Obviously, do you think they deserve every cent they do?
Oh, of course they do.
Oh, you're about that.
Well and truly.
Yeah, well and truly.
Yeah, well and truly.
As long as they put in the work, keep producing good content.
Well and truly. They deserve everything they get. Well and truly. No doubt about it.
And what's the final topic we're going to talk about today?
What you did growing up?
What did you do growing up?
What did I do growing up? I had an awesome life.
Firstly, where did you come from? Like, were you from the country? Were you from the burbs?
The birds.
The burbs.
The birds. The birds are going in. Okay. Well, I came from a little place called Northampton, which a lot of people probably don't know.
But you don't need to say the name, but alright.
Oh.
Oh
well. Anyway, yeah, okay. Too late now. Anyway, you can cut this one, Hayden. Or we can put it on blooper or whatever. Anyway, and then I came down to Perth here anyway. But growing up was fantastic in our family. I grew up in the 60s, 70s era, you know, the hippie area, hippies. Well, not probably quite hippies. No, not quite hippies out of that, I suppose. Out of that. But we used to climb trees a lot. You know, we used to have those big old lilac trees and all those old trees. We used to climb. We used to get up in the morning. Yeah. You know what we used to do? We used to get up in the morning, have brekkie, see your mum. Dad was out working because in those days, you know, your father used to work 2 or 3 jobs.
Yeah.
Easy, you know.
To get something on the table.
Yeah, exactly. Put food on the table, work 2 or 3 jobs. We used to get out on the weekends, get up, have breakfast and say, see you, mum. As long as we were home on our bikes, because we used to go on bike, we used to ride every single place, everywhere. None of this, mum, can you take me here? Dad, can you take me here?
I suppose it's
nothing like that.
Especially back in those days, stranger danger wasn't really a thing as
well. Well, it probably was, but it wasn't
a significant factor.
It wasn't talked about, or nothing was, you know.
Now those are just.
But we rode our bikes everywhere. Mum said to us, as long as you're home by lunchtime, it was fine. As long as you're home by dinner time, it was fine. Yeah. So that's what we did. Yeah, we used to go everywhere. We used to go to. Used to be a lot of abandoned houses. We used to go through all of these abandoned houses and smash windows and don't do that, but kids, do not do that. But you used to go through all these abandoned houses, climb all these old trees and just make your own fun up. It was fantastic. And then at night time, sorry Hayden, I'm going on a bit now. At night time, on our bikes again, we used to just ride on the front with all your mates. And then at night time, you used to hear, when it would get closer to time to come in, you used to hear your parents one by one. Alan! Yep. Mark! That's my brother. We used to have to come in. So we rode our bikes and came inside. Next minute, for instance, Hayden! Next minute, he had to go in. So you used to get called. Your parents used to call you and you went in one by one from your parents from riding your bike.
Yeah.
Or different nowadays to what it used to be, hey.
You could not do that nowadays.
You could not do that nowadays, no, because people would gristle if you were on their lawn. We did have one lady.
Okay, no,
one thing. We did have one lady up the road.
We're not going into details.
No, this is when I was young.
Oh my god.
When I was young, we did have one lady, and you used to go an inch on her lawn, and she used to grizzle. So we used to go right over her lawn just to piss her off. Okay, sorry, Hay. What did you do growing up?
Obviously, I'm not going to say our suburb we were in compared to you, but obviously, you know, you brought me up. From a semi-rural area, we had about 5 acres there. So obviously, I think it's probably the best place to raise a child, if I'm being totally honest with you. But obviously, you know, nowadays with whatever, when you have a kid, that might be an option. But anyway, what I did back in those days.
Don't go on, hey.
Yeah, I'm trying not to. You and I, mate. You and I. But obviously, you had motorbiking around, especially on the quad we had. You know.
Yeah, Bo rolled that. Remember that was funny.
I had riding bikes when I was younger. You know, I couldn't wait to get a bike. When I started learning, you know, it was an awesome experience right there, that's for sure.
Well, we could mention a few things about that too.
Yeah. And probably making like cubbies in the bush. Like
Yep.
And obviously, you know, 5 acres, you got a lot of room to, especially a lot of bush to deal with. That's for sure. You know, we have big houses and everything, that didn't piss them off too much. But obviously, you know, that was a good mention. And it was probably the later years more than anything. A bit of tail dance where I whipped your ass undefeated street. I am the champ, call me that. There. And also, especially playing with my brothers, you know, I got sports, I got kicking the footy, playing cricket, and then also shooting some.
How did you get around, Hayden? You know, you're up there in the 5 acres. How did you get around?
Well, obviously, we were 20 minutes from school, so there was no way of riding to school, let alone mum and dad.
Oh, we walked to school.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, you and mum would not let us ride to school. There's not a chance.
It was too far to start off with.
Exactly. It was too
You got a
far.
bus to school and back. Most of the time.
Most of the time. It was transferred there, surprisingly. But obviously, yeah, usually got the bus there
School
and
bus.
back. Yeah, school bus there and back. But other than that,
Not like us, we had to walk.
yeah. So if I said when I was younger,
We didn't dare ask my mum to
if I said I was younger, oh, can I ride? So you would say no. Definitely, that would be a pure no.
How do you know? Because it's different these days.
Yeah, it's definitely like as I said before, stranger danger, all that stuff. You know, there's a lot of crazy people.
So
out there.
if you wanted to go down to the footy oval, how did you get there?
I walked there.
You did not.
That's how the joke, obviously.
Dad took him.
Okay, you know, you were secretary of the club, and you just
Dad took him.
you were secretary of the club, so you sort of had to go. It's compulsory for you to go. Besides being
Pretty
started,
good too.
you know, you gas bad hell of a lot down there at footy, but
Nah.
that
I don't talk much.
yeah, that's why we're in a podcast.
I don't talk much.
That's why we're doing. Alright, yeah, alright. But yeah, is there anything else that you would like to add
No, not
about
really.
the old versus new? Oh, I know. So I got from growing up nowadays, because obviously that was more the country. Nowadays, you probably got people smoking, drinking, and there's a lot.
Oh, we did all that when we were young, Kate.
Yeah, I know,
That
but
was
I'm
nothing.
saying it's pretty bad now. There's leads of violence, and obviously
There's more drugs, I think,
Yeah,
and things like that
And then-
nowadays. To
and
what
then,
it was.
and then clubbing's pretty common now. I've never been clubbing personally, but I don't know what county was one that I went to in the city. But obviously, clubbing, you know, it's a regular thing, especially for teenagers nowadays. Like,
Oh, so we used to go to the pub.
yeah.
And in
Was
our
clubbing a
days,
thing
when
back
I
in
was
those days?
eh?
Was clubbing back a thing back in those days?
when I was young,
Yeah.
like what age?
I don't know, teenager, talking teenager.
Well, yeah. I mean, I went to the pub and I went to nightclubs and.
Yeah.
But in though, as they're going back like pubs, just talking pubs here now. In those days, you used to go with your parents. You used to just walk straight in, like you
Yeah.
know. Or when you were
Yeah.
younger, you used to walk straight in.
Yeah, now they're pretty strict on like.
Now it's all different.
Yeah, now it's strict on age.
You know,
it's strict on
you
like-
can't just
for
yeah.
you know all countries in general. To be honest with you, obviously age restrictions and also ID is very quiet nowadays.
Oh yeah, as I said, it's all different now.
But
you
the
know?
big question we want to ask you guys is, what is the better generation? His old us generation or the current
What's
generation?
the best?
Be sure that
We need your vote now.
We just need your comment.
We need a comment to say what is the best, old
or
or new.
Current. Just
Old,
say
old, old,
current. We'll just
old,
say
old.
current. We'll call it current.
So we must put so old or current.
Yeah.
So we need comments on the bottom because we need to know that you're listening to our show. Listening to our show, and any input, we need it, guys. We need some input as well on the show.
But there's plenty of positives and negatives to take away from the old and current. Obviously, current right now, technology's gone up crazy. But like compared to back in the old days, probably I suppose getting kidnapped wasn't really in the back of your mind compared to nowadays. And especially mental health nowadays too. That's gone.
mental health and all that sort of stuff.
Like, because especially after the wars and everything.
Well, yes, there probably was Hayden, but as I said, a lot of those things weren't reached out and done in those days. Didn't know about it.
Yeah, they just say sort of move on sort of thing.
They used to say, you know, it's different sort of thing. Now now it's all diagnosed, you know, as a mental health thing.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, that wraps up our first video for take 2.
Promise we will get better.
I hope you guys enjoy this
We
video.
get rid of Hayden and just put me on.
No, that's alright. Don't
Nah,
forget,
just joking.
don't forget to check out us on Instagram,
Don't do that thing
take.2.official. Link will be in the description below to that. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to hit the subscribe button. Do you know what button that is, Bigger?
Is there a button down here?
The big red button.
Oh,
The big-
not that button.
the
That button down here.
The big red button. That's a
Big
subscribe.
red button. Woo!
Subscribe. Put that bell on if you so you don't miss a
And if
video.
you like a date with me, you can call.
Smash that like button if you enjoyed that video. And as we said before, be sure to comment section. So good afternoon.
Good evening
And
and
good
good night.